chapter 4, verse 16. It says, "Take heed to yourself and to the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this you will save both yourself and those who hear you." Look, why does Paul say here, take heed to yourself? You can look at this from different angles. It says, take care of yourself lest you get drunk and crash the car, or lest you do something else. Paul is not necessarily talking about that. Because notice that he immediately speaks of the doctrine. Take heed to yourself and the doctrine. Do you know why? Because your own experience might attempt to alter the doctrine. For example, Paul spoke to the Romans about these things. Then Roma said, that is a license to sin. What Paul teaches is how to live however you want, because, Paul immediately says to him, look, Timothy, be careful with your interpretation. Be careful with your feelings and how you perceive the doctrine, because this doctrine I teach you is the gospel. But you have to be careful about how you interpret what God says. Imagine the opinions if I told you, look, if I said right now, what is your personal understanding of the first epistle to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 16? You are going to see many different interpretations, aren't you? Unless gripped by the gospel, they say, I understand. It says what it says there. But for that, you must be educated in grace and submit to a form of doctrine. Because just imagine, everyone is interpreting. You have interpreters all over the place. No, that is not what that means. What that means is that you have to take care of yourself, because the devil is going to take you. Yes, people will interpret things however they please, but when Paul speaks to Timothy, he says, look here, Timothy, there is a specific form of doctrine. Nah? There is a form, and you must be careful, because look, you can go astray. You can go astray. But it says there, watch your life and your doctrine. These two go together. You are Timothy. But Timothy, your experience can modify the doctrine. Be careful not to twist the biblical verse because of your experiences. And that was Paul's problem. That is why Paul said, everyone abandoned me. No one wanted to submit. Everyone ended up with their own things, with their own interpretations. And John, who was the beloved disciple, felt annoyed with Paul. And John became quite upset with Paul. Do you happen to know why? Because Paul said, no, they no longer possess a conscience of sin. And John the apostle asked, they have no what? If anyone has sinned, we have an advocate with the Father. James was also immediately upset. And Peter, everyone was troubled by Paul. Well, he said it, look, everyone abandoned me. Those in Asia left me. Even Timothy shook, so he said, look, Timothy, do not be ashamed of me. He said it, for I am the expert architect. I am the one with the doctrine.